This tutorial is by Cooper Collier, lead programmer with WatersWebWorks.com. Please visit our TeamDesk expert listing if you need assistance or have any questions, and we'll be happy to help.
All right, let's talk about the user column. So I want to pick our mechanic and which mechanic is going to work on the vehicle. Now the user column is different than any other column we've worked with so far, because the user column has no place to enter information. We just select it because the user column is effectively a join to the TeamDesk database. It allows you to pick users and assign it, and by users I mean people who are logged in with a user account into your database. So to show you how this works, I made one, and I'm going to leave all the settings default, and we'll come back to them in a second. So I'm going over to the database here, refresh it, and there I have a mechanic column. So I can go in here and select a user. I can select me, and since I'm the only person in this database, that's all I can select, but that's okay. If I had other people in here, it'd have all their names. So there, I selected it. But if you notice, there is no place anywhere in our database for me to enter a user's information. No place. But it's there. I'm assigned to it, and I'm the person. Well, let's go back and look at some of the settings for it. There's the mechanic. One of the things we can do is default calculate, and that is fill it in with something, and I could fill it in with the current user. These two we won't worry about right now. I can also change what displays. So let's change it to last name, first name. That's just what displays, and quickly show you what that does. So it was looking this way. I refreshed the screen, turned my name around. On this one here, if I edit it, if I was to make a new car, it would fill my name in automatically, displayed this way. Now, let's look at the tricky thing. The format, or what it's going to display, is based on, let's say I pick screen name, and I'm going to show you what happens when I do that. If I display screen name and go in here and refresh, suddenly it says oops. I'm not sure if I spelled oops right, but that's how I spelled it. Now why is it doing that? Is because you're getting your data that's displayed here from the user in TeamDesk, and you do not have control of that at all. Where that comes from is the logged in person. So the logged in person I changed to screen name, and if I was to go up here into my TeamDesk and edit preferences, this is my preferences, and the user can do this. You cannot, as an admin or a programmer, have any effect on this whatsoever. So you get some very strange things here. In fact, default, people will do this sort of thing because they can fill in anything they want. And if I was to do that with a blank screen name, and then come back over here and refresh, go back to my database, right here, back. See? It did this, and what it's going to do is if someone doesn't put in the screen name, it's going to go backwards through the list, and if it doesn't have the screen name, it's going to use the full name or the first name or however much it can find. So this is one of those things that it is very, very important for you to make sure that your users fill in this information correctly. They should fill in first name, last name, and a screen name which you should have standardized however you wish it. It could be something like this, whatever you wish, but it needs to be standardized. Um, the reason they do it this way is for one of the issues we have with names in databases, not just TeamDesk, all databases, and I'll cover that, of course, in a different class. But right now, just know that if you're going to use the user column, which is a very good column, your users must fill in all this information. That's very important. So I go back in, and now I use the screen name, so it's the whole screen name. And notice, since I use the screen name, it can get rather long, and however you want to do it. But it just needs to be standardized so you expect what you see there. Other than that, a few things. The user default set, leave that for later. This becomes, this is effectively a filter, but you need to know formulas before you can fill this in. So we'll come back to that some other time.